Hey, what's up guys? Double wide 6, and I've had this drill press here for probably about 7 or 8 months or so, and I'm just getting around to building some shelves so I can store some drill bits and that. But before I do, I wanted to make a kind of like a pizza tray shelf that clamps onto that pole. So I'm gonna start fabricating a bracket of some sort to clamp on there. I could weld, but I don't want it to be permanent. I want to be able to take this thing off. So I'm still working with pallet wood, and I got a pretty thick piece here, and I'm just going to cut through this stuff. I have this really nice molding tool, and I'm going to use this to push in, and we'll take that profile and we'll put that on the block of wood. Great tool. So my next step, I'm just going to take this pattern and transfer it over to this block. So the bandsaw did the trick. This wood's so hard, I had to cut pretty slow, but it cut a real nice cut, and that's meeting up fine. So now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole through this surface. Next, I'm just going to widen this hole. So the plan here is to take an old timing chain I have from a motorcycle. I'm going to cut this thing. These are made, you know, this will wrap right around a pipe super tight. So that's why I'm going to use this. So I clamped the chain up. I wrapped it around a board. Sometimes chain can be a little difficult to cut. So the chain fits through the block. Now what we have to do is fit it around the pole and mark it, and I'll cut it again. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to use something like this round piece of steel here, a little piece of pipe, pretty thick walled on this side, and then I guess the same type of thing. I got to dig through my little box of parts here, and hopefully I can find something. Here we go. So maybe I can use that. I might have something else. And what I'm thinking is I could put a bolt through there. I could tap one side if I want, or I could put a nut on the back. So I'd weld that onto the chain. Well, good news. My little snow angel came in here. But guess what, Bips?
What?
You got to go to basketball.
Right now?
Pretty soon. I got to take you over, hon. I have it set up in the vise, kind of clamped up the way I want it, and now I'm just gonna go through here and braze it. I like using these, they're like a pre-flux coated brazing rod, 1/8 inch. I get great results with them, and I really like them when I'm using this thing on dissimilar metals. Like, for instance, the chain's pretty thin, and this donut that I'm welding on there is pretty thick. So by brazing it, I usually tend to get better results than if I were to weld it. And I don't want to weld it and go right through that chain accidentally. So I got it mounted up here, and you can see it's nice and tight to the pipe, and over here you can see the chain wraps around very well, and it's nice because it's removable. and I mean it is super tight. There's no moving it. So now what I need to do is make a tray. My next step, I'm going to make an octagon tray. So I'm just trying to rough out a circle so I can figure out how big to make the perimeter around it. So I'm trying to make an octagon, and all we have to do is take our compass and bisect the angle. So now the angle's bisected, and I should be able to just draw a straight line. And this distance from here to here, here to here, is how long our outer edge needs to be for our octagon. So I clamped in a block at pretty close to 4.5, and I'm just going to go through and try and cut these. So we laid out those angles, and now we could take the pieces, and I'm just lining them up on what I drew to make sure everything's going together good. It looks pretty good, but I'm going off the table, so now we'll glue it up. A good way to glue this thing up would be to use a strap clamp, but I don't have one. So what I've done is I've just laid the angles out, and I'm putting a little bit of glue on them. And I have these boards stuck to some masking tape, and I'm gonna try and just wrap this thing up and keep it flat. I've never done this, so I don't know if it's gonna work.
So we'll cut the tape here. I'll put it right on the edge of the tape to try and keep it flat.
After looking at it for a little bit, I decided I should square it up to make sure it's perfect, so I wrapped some squares around it. More pallet wood. Alright guys, we got the project all wrapped up, and I clamped it onto the left side of the drill press, basically just to get it away from the handle. And I like the way it looks. It's working good. It holds bits. My extra vise, I have one that's angular and one that's just flat, and I can hold drill bits and tools, and I can rotate this thing left and right. So I think it'll be pretty handy. I've been cluttering up my bench and trying to drill things, and it has been a bit of a problem for me. So anyhow, if you have any comments, you can put them down in the comment section. I answer all the comments that I get, and I like to hear from you guys. And I'll also put some links in the description to some of the tools that I used for this project, including my keyless chuck, my angular drill, and my molding follower guide. So all those will be listed in the description. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.